Okay, so here we're looking at a problem that it's just like solving a quadratic by completing the square that we looked at last time. However, this case we've got a coefficient in front of x squared which is greater than 1. Now, first thing you always want to do is divide all your terms by 2 when that's the case. Divide everything by 2. Now, 0 divided by 2 just stays at 0, so that doesn't change. But for our left-hand side, that's going to change to x squared minus 10x plus 6. Or, I'm sorry, plus 30. We divided by 2. So x squared minus 10x plus 30 equals 0. Now, to complete the square, we always want to go ahead and get our x squared plus bx by itself. So we're subtracting 30. So we're going to end up with x squared minus 10x. And again, you'll notice I always leave some space after this for us to write in our c. And we're going to get equals negative 30 here. Now, we're going to figure out what to add. So, you know, our c value that we're going to be adding is always b over 2 squared. So in this case, b is negative 10, and we are taking negative 10, dividing that by 2, and we're going to square that. And negative 10 divided by 2 is just negative 5. Negative 5 squared is 25. So we're going to be adding 25 to the left-hand side to make this a perfect square. Oh, sorry. Zoom out. Sorry about that. And we are going to be making this a perfect square trinomial by adding 25. And we are going to be maintaining equality by adding 25 to the right-hand side. So what we get is, again, we've got negative 10x here. So to get our perfect square binomial, this is x minus 5. Remember, to get this value right here, it's just b over 2. So negative 10 over 2 is negative 5. So we get negative 5 x minus 5 squared. And here we get negative 30 plus 25. So we just get negative 5. Now, we're going to go ahead and take the square root of both sides. So we take the square root. Here we get x minus 5. And here we get plus or minus. Remember, we always have to take the positive and negative. And we get minus 5. Now, looks like we're going to have a little imaginary number to work with. So, we want to go ahead and add 5 to both sides. So we're going to get x equals 5, and we're going to get plus or minus. Now, the square root of negative 5, remember, this is from one of the other lessons. I is just equal to the square root of negative 1, and the square root of negative 5, if we write that down here, the square root of negative 5 is just equal to the square root of 5 times the square root of negative 1. So we end up with I times the square root of 5. So we get 5 plus or minus I times root 5. And that ends up being our solution right here. X equals 5 plus I root 5. X equals 5 minus I root 5.